Hi, this is Julie with Beadaholique, and in this video I'm going to teach you how to wire wrap Swarovski crystals Kaputt pendant and turn it into an earring. So I've done an example here, and let me show you what the actual pendant itself looks like. It's pretty darn cool. So it's got really dynamic facets, they're asymmetrical, so it's a really edgy modern pendant, and it was designed by Jean-Paul Gaultier, so really cool fashion statement right here. And I'm going to show you how to turn it into a pair of earrings. So you're going to be using, of course, the Kaputt pendant and then some silver-filled 26 gauge dead soft wire. Now, dead soft means it is really flexible and easy to bend. It's lovely, lovely, lovely to work with. So I've measured myself out 24 inches of it, and this is what it looks like when you purchase it. And you can buy all the supplies for this project at beadaholique.com. So you'll need the pendant and the wire, and then also a silver-filled earring hook. And I have a really pretty long, elegant one right here. So those are your supplies. Now in terms of your tools, some really basic tools, a pair of cutters, a wire looping plier or a round nose plier. I really like the wire looping pliers, and a pair of chain nose pliers. So let's begin. We're done with the wire because I already pre-cut my 24 inches. And I'm going to go ahead and take it and thread it through the hole at the top of the pendant. And you can just see how pretty that pendant is. So go ahead and thread through about 3 to 4 inches. And then bring both ends of the wire to the top of the pendant, like so. Take the short wire, which is coming out the front, and wrap it around the long wire. And you want to make 2 to 3 wraps. And I'm actually just twisting the pendant itself to do my wrapping. So very easy. Once you've got several wraps, that end will now be secure and you can trim off the tail. So I've just taken my cutter, putting it right up against the tail and trimming off that short tail. So that piece is done. So now we're left with one piece of wire. Take your round nose pliers or your wire looping. So wire looping pliers are really cool if you haven't seen them before. They have one round nose and one concave nose, and that concave nose is actually going to bend the wire for you and do half the work. So put it right up against your wrappings and squeeze the handle, and you can see how it just bent that wire for us. So then keeping it squeezed, pull the wire down, rotate the pliers so they're on top, and now you can go ahead and wrap your long tail around the stem there, right where that other wrapping is. Now I like the wire looping pliers because it allows me to actually hold on to this piece, which is nice. I have a nice good grip. So now I'm going to do a couple wraps while still holding that top. And then I'm going to remove my pliers. So I've got that nice loop. Now I want to just do some nice, neat and tidy wraps all the way around the top to cover the majority of that large hole. So that's a really nice large hole if you wanted to just hang this from a piece of chain, like put a nice size jump ring in there and hang it from a pre-made chain. That'd be a great application for this pendant. But for the earrings, I don't really want to see that big hole. So now I'm just going to carefully wrap the wire around the top. And at the beginning, you want to pay attention that your loop is still straight up and in line with the hole so that you know it's not off kilter. And I'm going very slowly and just wrapping. Make sure it's properly oriented and continue with your wrapping. And I am just twisting the pendant. I find it a little easier to do it this way. Before I go any further, I want to make sure that my loop is straight up and down, and I can see that it's curving a little bit forward. So I'm just going to go ahead, take my chain nose and bend it back. So now it is straight up and down. And then just continue twisting your pendant and turning it and laying one nice neat wrap under the next one. So I'm just following the line And what's interesting is because of the asymmetrical design of the Kaputt pendant, my wrapping is not going to be perfectly straight. So you see it is curving a little bit. It's because this edge is actually higher than this edge. And that's fine. I like that look. I'm going to keep going. And you see how I'm covering that hole. And what I want to do is I want to go just far enough that that hole is almost entirely covered, but not 100%. So right here. You can barely see it, but there's a little bit of that hole still showing. So I have a little bit of extra wire here. I'm going to cut it off so I have a shorter tail. So you remember I measured 24 inches to begin with. I probably could have gotten away with 20. So take the tail of your wire and we're going to feed it through that hole. We're going to come out the other side. So make sure your wrappings are still nice and tight. Just pulling it through, and there we go. And now once it's out the other side, we're just going to trim the tail. So if you want, you can make it go off to the side a little bit just to anchor it better. And push it down into place. And there we go. We have a nice, neat wrapping, and now all we have to do is attach the earring hook. So you'll take your chain nose pliers, and you're going to open the loop at the base of the earring hook the same way you would open a jump ring. So just twist it, slide it onto your top loop, and then twist it back in place to close it. And there we go. And now we have a very pretty pair of wire-wrapped earrings featuring Swarovski crystals Kaputt pendant designed by Jean-Paul Gaultier. And you can find all the supplies for this project, as well as many more, at Beadaholique.com.